Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a review of the Feshfen Tape In Hair extensions. So this video is not a video on how to apply the hair extensions, but it's more a review of tape in hair extensions, and in particular the hair from the brand Feshfen. So I collaborated with Feshfen a couple of months ago now to bring you a review on their clip-in hair extensions. So I will link that review down below for you in case you want to check it out, but the hair is really good quality. And so I basically went back to them and said, I've loved working with you, how about doing a sort of mini series on tape in hair extensions? And that also came out of my video that's also on my channel on how to apply clip-in hair extensions for people who have really thin and fine hair. And that has now nearly reached 100,000 views, so thank you guys so much, that's incredible. When I first made that video, I had no idea that it would reach that many views. And I'm also so happy that it's helped so many people as well. I love reading your comments and replying back to them. So yeah, because so many people have said thank you for sort of helping people with thin and fine hair to find ways to feel confident about their hair, I thought I would bring you a review of the tape-in extensions. That way I can have a look at a couple of different hair extension methods and sort of show you guys which ones are the best for your hair type. So tape-in extensions are basically semi-permanent hair extensions that can last around sort of 8 weeks because obviously your hair grows out, so you have to have them taken out and reapplied. So obviously I would recommend that you go to a salon to have these Feshfen tapes applied, just because obviously people in a salon are trained to do this, so they know the best kind of application for your hair type. They will kind of give you a little have a little discussion with you and that kind of thing to sort of talk about your needs, and so they will be the best ones that can apply these hair extensions for you. I, however, did them at home because my mum is a qualified hairdresser. She had never applied tape in hair extension before, but I trusted her. She's got knowledge of kind of sectioning, and obviously she used to do kind of like foils for colouring, which is a similar kind of idea. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to a salon. I would certainly not recommend doing them by yourself. There is a lot of videos out there, so if you want to give it a go, obviously I can't stop you. There are lots of videos out there on people applying them to themselves, but I don't see how they're going to get the best results. You really have to be able to sort of see exactly what you're doing from the proper angle. So I did film my mum applying a couple of the pieces. As I said, this is not a video on how to apply them, but for those of you who aren't familiar with tape and hair extensions, I just wanted to give you a visualization of how they work and how they're used, if that makes sense. But what I will do is I will link the video that I used before this to do some research. There's a lady, I'm not sure of her channel name, but like I said, I'll link it down below, who I feel gives a really in-depth tutorial on how to apply tape-ins, so I'll link that down below. So I've just got a short couple of clips that I will insert now, and I'll just do a little voiceover on them to show you sort of how they're applied. So as you can see, we sectioned off the side pieces of my hair in front of my ears to work on the back section first, and then we took another section quite low down in the back of my head. You don't want to put this section too low down in the back of your head, because obviously if you lift your hair up, you don't want to be able to see the tapes underneath. So all that happens is that the person who is applying them is going to take a really thin section of hair, the width of the extension. Now it's important that this section is very thin because you don't want to wedge too much hair in there. And then what they're going to do is take the first extension, remove the tape, and stick this underneath that thin layer of hair. And this needs to be placed about 1/4 of an inch away from the scalp, just to allow kind of free movement of the hair. And then they're going to take the second extension, remove the tape again, and stick this directly on top. And that is going to create a little sandwich for the piece of hair in between, and then you're just going to take your fingers and clamp around the outsides of the extension to stick the tapes together. So yeah, that is basically how they're applied. You just do that all the way throughout your head, and then you end up with a full head of extensions. So like I said, I'm reviewing the Feshfen Tape In Hair extensions in particular, and this is the packaging that they come in. So this is the card that it comes on. You have the wallet in here that the hair extensions are in, and this is the card on the back. This is the exact same card as I got for the clip-in hair extensions. It's just got some care instructions on the back, and then on the front it has the label of the like the style that you got. So mine are the 14-inch straight tape-in number 12 light golden brown, and you get 40 pieces. So that's like 20 sections because obviously you're using 2 pieces of extension per piece of hair. Like I said before, I was super impressed with the quality of the clip-in extensions hair, and this hair is obviously no different. So this is the hair here. I have got 10 sections left, so I only actually ended up using 30 pieces, which is quite good because I'm able to show you the extensions close up. So this is the hair. This is in the shade light golden brown. I had hoped that it would be slightly more brown than blonde, but it just adds some really nice highlights into my hair instead. So yeah, the quality of these extensions are fantastic. It's so silky smooth. You can see it on camera just how like gorgeous and smooth it is. It is 100% Remy human hair, so it can be curled, straightened, dyed, that kind of thing. So that is incredible. If I just take one of them and you can see the extension, on the top here you have the tape that gets stuck to your hair. And the tape on these is really, really strong. You kind of hear nightmare stories about people having the tape extensions applied, then they wash it and then they just fall out. But these have not done that. I have washed them today and the hair is just as good quality and the tapes have not budged. But when my mum was putting these into my hair, even she was amazed at the quality, and she has worked with a lot of different hair. My mum used to do, I don't know what the right word for them is, like competitions but for hair ups. And so she used to use a lot of extra pieces of hair to mould and shape to create hair pieces, if you know what I mean. So she's worked with a lot of different real hair, fake hair, so she knows good quality hair, and she was really impressed with these when she was putting them in. She did comment how great quality they are and how good the tapes are at sticking in, and just overall, yeah, how easy to use they were basically. I also think they've got a really good amount of hair per extension piece, because there's enough hair in there so that when you have two wedged together, you're adding like a really, really decent amount of weight and volume to your hair just with two pieces, but not so much weight that it's going to drag on the small piece of hair that goes in between, because that's really important. You don't want it to be too heavy on that small piece of hair, otherwise it's going to cause a lot of damage. But this hair is not heavy at all. It feels, you can feel them in there obviously because you've got pieces stuck in your hair, but it doesn't feel like my hair's being weighed down at all, which is great. If you're like me and having thin hair made you feel quite uncomfortable and you kind of thought, I can't do anything with it because it's just so limp and lifeless, something like this is going to be perfect for you. It is such a game changer. Even when my mum had applied just the first few extensions, I could already feel such a difference in the volume of my hair. It is incredible. Because they are semi-permanent, once they're applied, you don't really have to think about them too much. Like, they're just in. It's so nice not having to think, oh, I've got to clip in extensions, take them out at the end of the day, style them, that kind of thing. It's just like styling your own hair. This video is going to be part of a mini-series. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, I probably should have, but it's going to be part of 3 videos. So this first one is the kind of how they applied, review of the actual hair, my initial thoughts, that kind of thing. Then I'm going to do an update in probably around 2 to 3 weeks time when I've had time to wear them, to give you guys an idea about the upkeep of them, like the routine that I have to wash them, how to keep them kind of in good quality, that kind of thing. And then the final video that I'm going to do is going to be on how to remove them. So if you want to see that, obviously subscribe to my channel and then you will get alerts for those videos. But when I did my own research before into kind of like how they were going to feel and how they were going to look, a lot of people said that they were a lot of upkeep. I haven't noticed that yet. Obviously, I've only had them in for like 3-4 days. I have washed them though. I washed them today for the first time, and it wasn't too bad. Washing them wasn't really that much more difficult than my own hair. Maybe an additional kind of a couple of minutes. Drying them was a lot longer because obviously I've got a lot more hair in here now, so the hair around the tape takes a lot longer to dry, but you know, if you kind of account for that, that's okay. They're also incredibly warm, which is great now we're coming into winter, because I always get a really cold head and I'm not a hat person. Like, hats just do not flatter me at all. But these add instant heat to your head. Honestly, if your body feels like the slightest bit warm, all of a sudden like your head like kind of like heats up and you feel really, really warm, which is good and bad at the same time, but yeah. So far, to sleep in them, they've been okay. It's a little bit awkward at first because obviously they don't have a lot of movement in there. But what I've been doing initially and what you're supposed to do with tape in hair extensions is brush them several times a day. That's okay for me. Just to get my tangle teaser out and give them a brush is easy. And then you should also wear it in a plait at night to keep all of the hair together and keep it in good quality, which A, is good, like I said, for keeping the hair in nice condition, but B, it's so much easier to sleep in because now I've got this like mass and abundance of hair. Like, if I left it like this, I wouldn't know what to do with it. It would end up everywhere. So it just keeps it kind of neat and back if you're not used to that amount of hair. But I would completely recommend these Feshfen Tape In Hair extensions for if you kind of want thicker hair, if your hair is like thinner and it makes you feel not as confident as you'd like to be, because I know that's exactly how I feel when I've got thin hair. One minute I'll like leave the house thinking it looks okay, then I'll go to freshen up and I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, what is this like mess of like limp, lifeless hair? So it would often quite get me down, and which is why I wanted to bring you these to show you different options that you can do. So yeah, if this is something that you've been looking at doing, definitely do your research into them. They are really, really good. In terms of hairstyles, my kind of like immediate first impression of them is plaits are fantastic. I can do a low, loose plait, I can do a French plait, which my mum said the other day looked like an Elsa plait. I was like, oh, yes. But ponytails kind of, I feel, are a bit of a no-no. When I was watching application videos, they were talking about how like leaving enough space around the side of the extensions so that if you put your hair up in a ponytail, you're not going to see them. All great in principle, but I don't really see how you can put your hair up in a bubble. The back one's not so bad because like you lift your back of your hair up and they're still lying flat against your head, if you know what I mean. Whereas this front section here, I've got a couple of extensions put in here, but obviously they don't sit back. When you put your hair at the front back into a ponytail, it goes more horizontal. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, horizontal. Which is not the way that your extensions are lying. So it's a bit awkward. I don't know if it will be different when they start to grow out a little bit and they give a bit more give, but at the minute, I'm not sure how that would work. So before I got the extensions, I was under the impression that ponytails were kind of good to go, but they're not. So I just thought I would kind of let you know that's my immediate first impression of them. But the actual hair itself is great. Like I said, give it a go. I will link the Feshfen website down below. Go and check them out. They've got loads of colours. I also have a discount code for you. It's 10% off anything off their entire website. I think the code is just Megan10 or something. I'll link it down below anyway so you guys know exactly what it is. But it's discount across their entire website. If you've got any questions about these, leave me a question below and I will try and get back to you with as best an opinion I have. And like I say, keep an eye out for my next videos reviewing how the extensions wear, you know, the quality of the hair and that kind of thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And of course, please subscribe to my channel as well. You'll see my little picture of my face come up on the screen. So all you need to do is click on that and it'll take you to my channel page. Or of course, you can click on the red button down below to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.